Welcome to Talking Tea with Auntie, where we interview interesting people from everyday walks of life. Today we're interviewing Brittany, who's an artist and helps run an animal sanctuary. So let's learn more, and now to me, your gay auntie. Welcome to Talk and Tea with Auntie. As always, I'm so excited all of you are here. Now, if you found me organically, welcome. This is a comfy place, thank Mr. Rogers, but for adults, where I interview everyday people about their lives. And today we have a good episode regarding a wonderful person who currently runs an animal sanctuary. And so I'm exceedingly excited to be able to talk about this topic. And so let's welcome to the show, Brittany. Hello, Brittany.
Hello.
How are you, my love?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Glad to have you here on Talking Tea with Auntie.
Yes, I'm excited.
So am I. You have beautiful earrings. I love your top.
Oh, thank you. So the earrings are actually a pair that my mother made.
Oh, really? May I take a better look at those Oh, those are stunning. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, Brittany, tell me about yourself. I know we're here to talk about the wonderful animal sanctuary you have, and I, of course, want to know all about it.
Yes, absolutely. So my family moved from Salt Lake City, Utah, out to East Tennessee, roughly the Athens city area. And it was a group effort. My family is all very close, which I am so thankful for. But a little bit about me, I'm a full-time artist, and I use my art to help support the sanctuary, which is always fun.
I absolutely adore it. And so tell me about you. I know you mentioned that's in our emails. Well, tell me about what kind of art medium you do, just real quick.
So I work in both colored pencils as well as acrylic paints. And I do kind of like these sort of steampunk animals that I enjoy making them. I'm working on a short story to go along with them. And yeah, I'm hoping to get that published by next spring.
Oh, wonderful. And to support the Edible Sanctuary, where can people find it? Just to give a quick aside, find your artwork.
It is, all of the artwork is going to be at softlandinganimalsanctuary.org. And we have a couple of links to both my art, my mother's art, and some merchandise she has designed.
Wonderful. And so that's Soft Landing Animal Sanctuary.
.org. Yep.
.org. And so what brought you to this path of creating an animal sanctuary?
Well, it really started with my mother. She has always rescued animals since she was a teenager, and she just kind of passed that on to us. I mean, I remember being in kindergarten catching feral kittens in the backyard before school. So it just kind of carried on to all of us. We all have a deep love for our rescue animals. And when we finally got enough property, we're going to become a full-time sanctuary.
Oh, how many animals do you currently have?
We have quite a few. So we have 6 pigs at the moment. We just got 2 brand new babies. They're only a couple of weeks old. 3 sheep, 2 cows, 4 donkeys, a horse, a small army. So.
Oh, I think we lost. We broke up a little bit there for a second. I think I lost you at a small army.
A small army of chickens.
Oh, I love. Where do y'all
Yes.
where do all of these babies come from? Do people just know about you and bring them, or do you vet? Tell me about the whole process.
So a lot of it is word of mouth. because we do so many shows to sell the artwork that we make, we're slowly getting around. People are slowly learning about us. And when they have an animal emergency, they can contact us. And if we have space, we will take it. If we don't have space, we will help you find another rescue that can. So like one of the pigs that we got, he's a little potbelly. He's only 6 months old. And the family that got him thought he would be okay in a tiny apartment with 3 other large dogs. And it was not okay. So he's here now, and his first family still gets updates on him because they did love him very much. It was just situationally, pigs are not good in apartments.
Yeah, they do lack their space, and they're very smart. So
yes, they are.
So what kind of animal for you is one of your favorites to be able to bring into the sanctuary?
So personally, I'm very much a cat person. That's one that I forgot to mention. We have 13 cats on the property.
Oh,
most of them are house cats. And I have my 3 babies that I've rescued over the years that have bonded to me. But aside from the cats, it's very much the sheep.
Yeah.
Like I love my babies. We got our first baby out here. His name is Star-Lord, and he is a little sheep. When we first got him, he was only a couple of days old, so he was tiny little thing. And I would just curl up on the couch with him, and we'd take a nap together. And you don't know true love until you hear a baby lamb snoring in your ear.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I didn't know they could snore.
Oh yeah, it is the cutest sound.
Oh my god. And so how long have y'all been having this sanctuary open as a full sanctuary now?
So we started about 4 years ago getting established, and we became a full-blown sanctuary back in September. So we have all of our legal credentials to be a nonprofit. And yeah, that was definitely a process, but it was very much worth the wait.
Oh God, how long is the process to get that?
To get the full legal coverage and everything, it's a couple of months, but we needed to get the farm established first so that we could start welcoming in more animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we got this property, it did not have very many structures on it. It had a house, a garage, and a little lean-to shed. So we have built quite a few structures. We have what we call the sheep shack in the front yard, and it's built just like a regular house. It has a front porch, an awning, everything. It's just done up for the sheep.
So they have their own little house in front of the house.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
And we did something similar with the barn, and everything is painted the same cool gray color, and it's very cute. My mother's dream for this place is having it look like doll houses all over for the animals.
Oh, that's cute. And are y'all planning on, how much more are y'all planning on adding to the sanctuary?
We would like to get a larger barn so that we can rescue some more horses and donkeys. Right now our barn is only 2 stalls, so they kind of take turns in the barn. And yeah, we would like to build a larger barn, a better chicken coop, and probably another space just for the pigs with a larger house for them. Because right now, I'm not gonna lie, we have 4 pigs living in the house with us. And I do have to say though, they are better behaved than the dogs.
Well, that's good. At least you don't have to worry about them trying to root up carpet or anything, or hardwood.
Yeah, no, they're great inside, and they're litter box trained. So
really,
yes.
How did that happen? Did y'all have to train them, or did they automatically know I'm going to go in the litter box?
No, pigs are really good about knowing to go in the litter box. So
I did
even
not
the
know
babies
that.
that we have, it only took them 2 days to figure out that's where they needed to go.
I did not know pigs would go to a litter box. That is so. What are other things that people may not know about these beautiful animals?
So a couple of things you need to know about pigs, especially if you are considering getting one, which they do make amazing pets. They are so smart. They are so creative. Like my sister has her pig, Peter Porker. I can't tell if you see a theme. I mean, we're only
I'm trying to
slightly
feel.
nerds.
I was going to save that for a later question, but we'll put a pin in that. Talk about that
Yes,
more.
yes. But Peter, he has his bed that's made up in my sister's room, and he has his special blanket that he likes to be covered up in. He has his routine. They are very routine oriented. 7 o'clock in the morning, the pigs are awake. They want to go outside. 8:30 at night, it's dinner time. You better go feed them or they are going to scream like someone is killing them.
Oh my God.
It is so funny. Belly rubs are very important for pigs.
Mhm.
Like they will just roll over for belly rubs and just happy as can be, they'll lay there for hours.
Oh my God.
And yeah, again, my sister's pig Peter, he used to crawl up on the couch with us and watch movies. So they do make great house pets, but they definitely need to have their outside time to
Heavy on
root
the
around
house.
in the mud and play and run. So yeah.
Oh God. So they all have their own individual personalities. And what about the other animals on the sanctuary? What are things that people may not know about, like the chickens and the horses and the sheep?
Oh, so the sheep are surprisingly delicate.
Really?
We have, yes, if anything changes in their diets, they can get very sick. We lost one of our babies last fall, and we paid a lot of money to have an autopsy done just to find out it was something we could not have saved him from, but at least it wasn't anything that the other sheep could get.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our main goal, is making sure everyone is healthy and safe. But the sheep, they can be very standoffish sometimes. They're not always like the cuddliest babies. I mean, they are prey animals, but when it comes to food, they are very cuddly at that point.
Oh God, I could only imagine. You have, what was it, 4 of them, right? Or is it 4 pigs?
6 pigs. It was 4 donkeys that we had.
4 donkeys. Get my numbers
Yes.
confused. And what about donkeys? I had experienced donkeys once upon a time, but people's experiences can be different.
Yes, we lucked out with our donkeys. I've heard a lot of horror stories about them. But to be fair, they have impeccable memories and they hold a grudge.
Mm-hmm.
Our donkeys are very chill. We have 2 white ones, Andy and Ollie, and they were rescued off of a kill lot.
Oh.
Yeah, sadly those are still very much a thing. But they are super sweet. Ollie is the protector of the herd. He has chased dogs out of pastures before. So they are very protective. They have been used as almost like guard dogs, because they will go after predator animals.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they have their territory. Don't mess with it.
Yeah, and I know they are more hardy, if I remember correctly, than horses. Well, horses tend to be more skittish. Donkeys are more like, you want to go? You ready to go?
Yes, yes. They are not afraid of anything. They really
Which
aren't.
is so funny considering the size difference between the two.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then we also have our two little girls, Hazel and Tilly.
Mm-hmm.
Hazel is 22 years old now.
Oh, wow.
And she's a little thing. And Tilly is her baby that she had 2 years ago.
Oh.
And Tilly, that was the first baby we had on our property. She was born here. And she's very sweet. You go out there, she will give you a hug. She'll put her head on your shoulder and pull you in close and just lay there and just scratch her along the mane, and she is happy as can be.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
Yes. And they are amazing with other people and especially children.
Mm-hmm.
I've had cousins come out who are babies, and the donkeys just loved them. Like, so gentle with them, just heads down, letting the babies touch them all over, and just happy as can be to have these little people around.
Yeah. And they play with the kids too?
Kind of, but not roughly. Like,
okay.
They're very gentle with the kids.
Oh, good. And the horses, tell me about the horses. Because I know horses can more often than not come from a very much different background than other farm animals.
Yes, so the horse that we have, her name is Adair.
Mm-hmm.
She belongs to my sister Kerrigan, and my sister named her horse after the town in Ireland, which she went to visit a few years ago. And she fell in love with Ireland. When she got a horse, she's like, her name's Adair, it just has to be.
Oh gosh.
And Adair, we're pretty sure, was an Amish horse before we got her.
Okay.
She's lame in her back legs, so we can't ride her. She is just a pasture pup, and she is out here safe and sound until the day she passes away.
Oh,
so
thank goodness she's safe. How many animals have you, because I'm sure other animals have passed on, how many animals have y'all been able to save in this time?
We have saved quite a few. Even if we didn't have them safe on our property, they have gone to other rescues as well. It's really hard to say how many. We used to try to keep track, but you know, I mean, this is years of animal rescue. After the first 100, you forget what number you're on.
I mean, of course. And so y'all have been doing this for so long, and I want to talk about Brittany for a second.
Yeah.
Y'all are clearly nerds. Tell me more about what does Brittany, an artist and person who helps run an animal sanctuary, like to do with her free time? Tell me about you.
Oh, so my free time is very sparse just because there's just so much to do. And with being a full-time artist, spending time making my art and doing research on art still kind of counts as work.
Yeah.
But in my free time, I do spend a lot of time on TikTok, which is how I found you.
Thank you. Honored.
I have also participated in a philosophy class put on by another TikToker, Nathan Defoe.
Oh.
Defoe, I think.
I think I've seen him.
Nathanology on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yes. I enjoy him, and his class was fantastic.
Oh.
So good philosophy classes. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I love reading. I have a small library in my house, so and I've read most of my books.
Good. I'm still making my way through books. I kind of wind up becoming a book dragon. I buy them and then I'm like, I'll read that eventually, and then I keep trying to make it to the eventualities.
Right. Yes, I do my best to not become a book dragon, but I've definitely slowed down in my reading over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm lucky if I get 3 books in a year.
But still, that's more than a lot of people do. And what is your favorite book genre?
Fantasy. fantasy is by far my favorite. One of the best books I've ever read is called Wildwood Dancing by Juliet Marillier. And it is this beautiful blend of the 12 Dancing Princesses, The Princess and the Frog, and Sleeping Beauty all rolled into one coherent story.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
like
it
that.
is very pretty. The best way I can explain it is it's jewel toned.
Ooh.
Like everything about it, like the way it's written, it's just so vibrant and beautiful. It reminds me of jewels.
Oh, what was the name of the book again for everybody who's going to be watching and listening?
Wildwood Dancing.
Okay, Wildwood Dancing.
Yes.
Oh.
Amazing book.
And are you currently reading any of the books?
Right now, I am reading a book called, I want to say it's called On the Cerulean Sea.
That sounds very familiar for some reason.
It's a very cute love story.
Oh.
It's kind of like Miss Peregrine's.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember the full title of that book.
Oh God, neither can I. It's one of those that came out during that little nugget of time.
Right. Yes. Sort of like that story, just more along the love story lines.
Oh.
So it's very cute.
Okay, wonderful. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
I love. And so, Brittany, tell me about your life. Clearly, you didn't always do animal sanctuary work. You've been an artist.
Yes.
Where did this love of art? I'm assuming your mama influenced that, but let's talk more about it.
Yeah, it was definitely a communal influence, and we also joke that it's just DNA. We went through and did the ancestry and history and all of that, and I actually have a great grandfather who was a very well-known artist back on the West Coast. And he actually has a couple of pieces in the Smithsonian. So Nels Hagra, very unique artist. He did a lot of his paintings on driftwood, actually.
Really?
Yes. So, seeing a lot of the artwork that my ancestors had done and seeing it like still in family houses. A lot of my family members are very artistic and creative and very much encouraged this sort of life path. So yeah, the family definitely encouraged me. And then, those little ego boosts in school when you become the best artist and everyone wants you for their art projects because you're the best. Little bit of an ego boost there. So I definitely got full of myself in high school and pushed myself to do some more crazy art pieces. And then as I got older, I just kind of lost it because of adulting. I spent a few years, working the 9-to-5 job, paying rent, doing adult things, and it crushed my soul.
Yeah.
I felt so empty and so sad all the time. So when my family decided to move out here to Tennessee, I decided to leave the life that I was living out in Nebraska and come out here and start over and actually do what I've always wanted to do. I definitely got a little bit of an extra push following the art career. Back in 2019, I was in a pretty good car accident. So I was kind of stuck not being able to do much for about a year. And in that time, I just focused on my art and realized I could actually make this happen.
Yeah. And how has it been? How has it grown and flourished both in your technique and your inspiration?
My inspiration has definitely grown in a few ways. While I still love the steampunk Victorian animals that I make, um, we do shows like the Pirate Festival out here in East Tennessee and the Medieval Fair. So I get a little more creative with my art styles and do like pirate ships and fairies and high fantasy. Um, I don't really do a whole lot of like modern, uh, like things you would see in a home goods store.
I mean, who wants to do that?
Right. Like more color, more texture, more personality is what I like to make.
Oh.
And and it's gone over well enough that I've started getting commissions from people, which I didn't think I'd ever get that far.
Yeah.
But I am very excited and slightly overwhelmed by the commissions that I have gotten.
Do you have any favorite commissions so far?
I am working on a pirate ship for a amazing woman. She has sent me the color scheme of her living room, and I am doing this pirate ship painting based on these blues and golds and orange sunset sort of look.
Ooh.
And I'm really excited because I get to use more gold leaf in this painting. And I love metallics like gold leaf, silver leaf. If it sparkles, I want it.
As you should.
Yes.
And so, are you a Renaissance Festival aficionado? Because I'm hearing a lot of nerdy things, references to Marvel, Pirate Fest, and I'm getting a feeling that you don't just go to the Pirate Fest stuff just to sell your art. Are you an attendee?
I thoroughly love going. We've only been going to sell our stuff so far, but I have gone to a few other festivals as an attendee, and it's fun. I love it. It's an amazing crowd. We've also done quite a few Comic Cons out here, which have been amazing. I do have to say, like at the Comic Cons, we get the most donations and the most interactions with the animal sanctuary. I do have to say the nerds are a very loving group.
I've learned that as well, and I love because I used to be in Comic Cons once upon a time, and so
yeah,
that is a very big thing. Are y'all have any Comic Cons coming up that you're gonna be selling stuff at?
Yes, we are going to be at Fanboy in Knoxville. I believe that's coming up this weekend, actually.
Oh shoot, yeah.
yeah, so here pretty soon. And there's another one scheduled for August, I believe. I just can't remember the name of that one, and I believe it's in
Chattanooga. And so what was the transition for you going from Salt Lake to Nebraska and then Tennessee? How did that feel? What were your thoughts and stuff going through you when you did that?
I'm very much a hermit. I love staying home and not doing much. And going out and exploring on occasion, especially when I have friends that are more extroverted and like going out. So Utah was very pretty. A lot of fun events, a lot of fun things to do. I have a lot of amazing memories growing up in Utah. When I moved to Nebraska, it was, of course, for a boy.
Yeah, as it always do be.
Yes, that first flight away from home, it's always for a significant other. And that was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy Nebraska because it was very green and I found that I liked the humidity a lot more than the dry heat in Utah. As weird as that sounds, like humidity does not bother me. The only thing I
I'm
didn't
fully
like about
agree.
Nebraska was the 4 feet of snow we'd get every winter.
That would be a problem. I fully am with you with the wet heat or the wetness, the moisture versus dry. As
Yeah.
somebody who grew up my whole life in Texas, I visited Salt Lake City quite a few times. I was like, oh, I did not realize how much of my body, my moisture and complexion is from the atmosphere.
Yes, yes, exactly. So going from Nebraska to Tennessee made it a lot smoother because I was already used to the humidity. So coming out
Mhm.
here, it wasn't as humid as as Nebraska, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But I also don't have winter in Tennessee. We just have second fall.
It's just a little cooler. And here I am wanting
Yes,
to move much further north. I'm like, I want to see these winters, damn it.
they are fun to visit, but
uh,
annoying to live in.
yeah, I can only imagine. What are things that annoyed you during the winter there? Other than
Out in Nebraska or out in
in
Tennessee?
Nebraska.
In Nebraska? Oh, there was one night I was driving home and I was hit by a snowstorm. It was an hour drive and it turned into a 3 hour drive because I was going 5 miles an hour on the highway. It was just so icy and so slick, and everywhere I looked, there were cars pulled off the road. And I'm like, I don't have time to just stop and wait for this to end because it's not going to end until 3 in the morning.
Yeah. Oh God.
So that was terrifying. And after that, I'm like, I'm never doing snow again.
That is fully fair, and neither would I. Especially after that occurrence.
Yes.
And so now with your beautiful life in Tennessee, what are some takeaways of growth you've been able to experience, especially since working with the sanctuary, especially with everything that you've been able to build artwork wise?
Yeah. A lot of it really comes from the support of my family. Like, we really support each other in all of our adventures. And, that support system alone is so important. Like, I always knew I had it growing up, but, you go through your rebellion phase and it's not good enough for a little while. And then you grow up and realize, I could use the support that my family can provide.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying everyone, because I know there's some families out there that are a little crazy. But if you're lucky and you have a strong family that supports each other, utilize it because it's good for you.
Oh, that's beautiful. How many? I know it's your mom, you, and your sister in this house, right?
Well, it's my mom and dad,
Oh, beautiful.
my 2 sisters, my brother, and then my very best friend of almost 11 years, who I consider my unofficially adopted brother.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And on occasion, I have my other best friend come out. She stays with us for maybe 3 or 5 months at a time. And the rest of the time, she lives in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's also considered part of the family. So we have a lot of extra family that we've just adopted over the years that also live with us.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's such a, I think this is a family dynamic that a lot of people would not be used to. Because, especially like in my family, it's like, oh, my brother lives there, I live here, my husband and sisters live everywhere. But to see this actual family dynamic where y'all are able to cohabitate and be that family, even in older years where you obviously went off and did your thing, but then came back home to families. How do people react to this type of genuine support and not living situation, but family?
I've had a lot of mixed reactions to it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my friends think it's really weird. Others are really excited to have this extra family that just accepts them for who they are and loves them regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, like it's definitely been harder in the dating world because it's like, yeah, I live with my family. Like I have a tiny house on the property that's just mine.
Uh-huh.
But I still technically live with my family, and people are like, well, why? Aren't you an adult? And I'm like, I might be, but I have more fun living with family.
Yeah, it makes sense to me because I guess because I grew up watching Golden Girls and their living situation, it's very much that dynamic you have, Sophia. And so I was like, that makes sense. And I've had friends whose life just they went and did their own thing. And like, you know what, this is happy. Let's go back.
Yeah.
And live on the same property. They may not live in the same house, but they all live like there's their trailer, there's their little house, there's a little house, but they're all within like XYZ acre.
Right, exactly. And the communal living is just a fun and interesting way to live in and of itself. When I was taking the philosophy class, I decided to start calling it the Epicurean lifestyle, based off of Epicurus's garden philosophy, which if you want to read a fun one, Epicurean, the garden, he's a fun philosopher. I enjoy him.
I've read Stoicism, Plato, quite a few. I leaned more to being stoic than anything else, but I need to refresh on all of my philosophers because it's been 15 years minimum.
Fair. If it wasn't for Nathanology, I would still be waiting on the philosophy stuff.
Oh yeah, and there's some people who don't realize they're actually practicing something else, and it's like, oh shit. And I myself, It's like I've learned so many things. I've forgotten more things than most people learn. And
that is a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you, because I have severe ADD. So I just discovered these slimes help keep me focused on the situation that I'm doing.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's one of those things that I've learned so much because I've always been somebody who eats and wants to continue to eat knowledge. But then there's things I'm like, after years, it's like, oh, I remember that. But then a core memory will come up like, oh yeah, I learned that.
Yes. I can be forgetful sometimes, and it is a side effect of just cramming as much knowledge in as possible that you tend to forget. Yeah. But with the ADD, you tend to forget a lot more.
Oh yeah, and then you'll remember the most random parts of it, which is very fun thing in and of itself.
Right.
But I want to circle back to you a little bit more. We talked about your nerdiness, but how nerdy is nerdy? Because the names of those babies, Star-Lord, Peter Porker.
Yes. So we are very much all over the place. And I say it as we because it's a family conglomerate of all of our nerddoms thrown together.
And I was going to ask who's all the nerdiness of the family. Anyway, so this is perfect.
Yes, it really is everyone. I mean, Star Wars, Stargate, Star Trek. That's all of the sci-fi stuff is my dad. And we all watch it with him because he enjoys it and it's family bonding time. So, and then my mother is deeply in love with Bob's Burgers.
Of course. Bob.
Yes. My sisters are Doctor Who, Sherlock Holmes, Supernatural, all of those classic nerddom fandom TV shows. And of course, you have to have Marvel and a little bit of DC thrown in because can't not.
Of course, 100%.
Like, we don't discriminate in this household. If it's a nerddom, it's welcome.
And for you, your preferred are fantasy. So Princess Bride, am I assuming?
Oh, yes. Princess Bride is an absolute must. I also really like the historical stuff, like Anna Karenina, and like Pride and Prejudice is just a special one in my heart.
Yeah.
So I don't like a lot of action all the time. I like it much more mellow and calm, and like Studio Ghibli, I will watch that all day, every day, if I could get away with it.
A lady of good taste, I see. And have y'all named any of your other animals after any of your nerddom?
So the two white donkeys we have are Andy and Ollie from Bob's Burgers. We have another sheep named Yoda.
Oh.
And one named Rocket. We have a pig named Odette from the Swan Princess. And we also have a turkey named Tina, also from Bob's Burgers.
Is the turkey mean? Because sometimes turkeys can be mean.
No, she is,
or is it very much
sweet,
Tina?
And she will come up and lay down at your feet and wait for you to pet her.
Oh, turkeys are cute. I don't care what anybody says. That should have been our national bird. I'm gonna say what I said.
They are adorable.
They really are. I love them. And you have chickens. You have a lot of chickens. A whole gaggle of chickens.
Yes. We
do
have two roosters that surprisingly get along.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We don't have issues with our roosters getting aggressive, because with it being a sanctuary, we don't go out and kill anything.
Yeah.
So, the rooster doesn't feel like he has to protect his hens because they're going to disappear at any given time. So everyone is very chill, very calm. I have a couple of chickens that like to hang out on my front porch with me. And let's see. Oh, we also have one of our cows is named Ralphie from The Christmas Story.
Oh.
We got him around Christmas.
Aww.
And then we also have a cow named Jethro from NCIS.
It's such a beautiful menagerie. And are there any of those stories that are truly, because I know people always think of Sanctuary and they think very sad story. Do any of these babies have any really sad stories, or have y'all been fortunate to not have to deal with the true atrocities of animals?
Yes. No. Do you want me to share the saddest story we have?
Yeah, y'all can, of course. So people should hear the story of these babies.
So a couple of years ago, I ended up rescuing a dog. Her name is Sunny. The situation was the hardest situation I ever had to go through. She was my girlfriend at the time. It was her son's dog. And this dog and her son were very close. This dog wouldn't go anywhere without Jude. Like, they were very much a pair made in heaven. Well, my girlfriend's son ended up being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Oh.
And with him being hospitalized for so long, no one was home to take care of Sunny. And she was stuck in a crate for almost 2 weeks. Very rarely coming out because no one was home.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend couldn't stand leaving her like that, so she asked me if I would take her. and I couldn't say no to her. So I brought Sunny home, and about a year later, my girlfriend's son passed away from his cancer, and my girlfriend followed a couple days after.
Oh gosh.
So Sunny is my baby because she is all that I have left of them. Although she has attached herself to my brother, who likes to go camping because she enjoys that too. So me and my brother have joint custody of my dog.
Oh, and she sounds like she's very happy having that joint custody.
Yes. She gets to go out on hikes and go camping and then come home and sit on the front porch with me and be lazy.
She gets best of both worlds, and that was a sad but beautiful story that you get to keep her here with you. That beautiful piece.
Yeah, she is a sweetheart. I'm very happy to still have her.
How old is she?
She is 4.
Oh, still a teenager.
Yep. Oh yes. Lots of energy.
Go hiking.
Yep. Come back when you're tired.
And what is the oldest pet? One of the oldest, I think, was the donkey is the oldest, right?
Yes, the donkey Hazel. She is 22.
Aww.
So she is the oldest baby we have.
How old do donkeys live?
They can live past 30 years old if they're taken care of.
I did not know that.
Yep, they can get old.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that now.
Yeah. They can be a lifetime commitment, that's for sure.
I think they're cute.
I love my donkeys. They are amazing.
Oh, are they the bigger? Because I know donkeys can be either little, bitty smaller, or like mid-hip.
Yeah. So Hazel and Tilly are about mid-hip, and Andy and Ollie are a white breed of donkey, so they come closer to your shoulder.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So they're not quite as big as a horse, but they are still like they're on the bigger side for donkeys.
Yeah. I did not know that donkeys could get that big.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So that little, it's the sheep that have the house.
Yes.
The sheep that have the house. The sheep have the house.
Yep. The sheep shack.
The sheep shack. And are y'all planning on buying more land to eventually expand, or just expand the facilities? How much land is
we're
there?
just going to expand the facilities. We have 33 acres that we can work with.
Oh, okay.
So we have plenty of space.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's no need to necessarily buy any land now, just expand the space.
Exactly.
Oh. And so how long do you think it'll be till you're able to get the funds to start expanding the barn and things like that?
Yeah, doing these shows, we've actually gotten much closer than we had expected. We are making enough in donations that we can start working on like the pig pen this summer. We do have a donations option on the website as well. But most of our donations come from shows and actually talking to people and, sharing pictures of the animals and sharing stories and, playing a little bit on the heartstrings.
I mean, they're animals. Who doesn't want to have a soft spot for animals?
Right.
Oh my goodness. And so y'all have 2 shows coming up. Is that all you have left for the rest of the year? Y'all gonna start trying to pack in many more? Are you able to do many more? Because I know you have your art you have to make too.
Yes. We have quite a few shows still. We are doing I want to say it's called Light Up the Smokies, which is a hot air balloon festival in the Smoky Mountains.
Ooh.
We are doing the medieval fair in October, which is a 3-weekend long fair, and that's in Harriman, Tennessee. So if anyone in the area wants to come see us, we will be there for sure in October.
Aw, that's gonna be beautiful. The weather will be so nice by then too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I think that's really all we have planned for this year.
And I think that's wonderful and fun. It sounds like you get to have fun at these events too.
Yes, a lot of fun at these events. Meeting people, like you get to hear so many life stories and just see some of the most amazing people and the most amazing cosplays and costumes. And I mean, these people go all out in their costuming and I love it.
Have you ever thought about doing cosplay yourself?
I have considered it, but I don't have the patience to add another project to my list.
Very true. Had to figure it all out and make it.
Yep.
Oh, but that's so fun, and is it okay if I have pictures of your art? If I take them from your website and have them presented here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. I can't wait to start pulling them and have them, because I edit it, so
Right.
So I want people to be able to see the beautiful art that you create. And I know you create more steampunk. What does your mother create? Because I know both of y'all create art to support the sanctuary.
So don't cancel me for this.
It's okay.
My mother is not as artistic as I am, but she loves creating things from her very wild imagination. And
beautiful.
AI art has given her that outlet.
Hey, there's nothing. I know a lot of artists who are using AI art as a template to build from. I think that's fantastic. I think it's a new way. And I know a lot of people are going to get mad, and y'all can get mad, but sit down because technology is going to keep moving. I love that artists are learning to incorporate these new tools into their art and being able to use it. And I think the AI art allows people who previously did not have the full imagination or did not have the opportunity to develop the imagination to be able to then create something that they're like, this is what I was thinking, but I could not get it from mind to paint, but I have the skill or I have the want. So I think this is a new frontier for us to be able to create more. And so I don't shame people for trying to use AI art to provide them more, to be able to combine the two. It's like people who did not have the dexterity, but are able to be fantastic digital art creators. It's still a valid form of art.
Exactly. And you did put it best. It is a tool for artists. And I think it's great. It makes my mother very happy. And as a traditional artist, I do not feel threatened by it at all.
There's still good. There's still room for more. And so people are still going to want traditional artists. People are going to want digital artists. People are going to want painters, oil. People are still going to want what they're going to want. And people who design and use AI art to as a tool to build their art, people are going to want that too.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, my mother is very creative. She has come up with some very fun designs, and she will go in and edit them to make them fully fit her vision.
Yeah.
And it makes me happy seeing her that happy over pieces that she's done.
That's beautiful. And I love it. And unfortunately, I think we're out of time.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you too, Brittany. And tell me, everybody, once again, the name of your sanctuary and your website so people can go purchase your art and take a look and how they can support.
So we are Soft Landing Animal Sanctuary at softlandinganimalsanctuary.org. You can also find us on Facebook just at Soft Landing Animal Sanctuary.
That's wonderful. So if y'all want to support and learn more and see Brittany's art and her mom's art and the animals, go to Soft Landing. It's softlandinganimalsanctuary.org, correct?
Yes.
Beautiful. And on that note, thank you, Brittany, for joining me and for offering up to tell your story.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome, honey. I want to give my love to your family, and you have a beautiful day, honey.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, love. You take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Brittany with Soft Landing Animal Sanctuary. I want to thank everybody who came here today to watch this or listen to this episode. Fantastic topic. As always, I love being able to make a difference, and all of us make a difference and learn about different people's lives and way of life. Special thank you, as always, to my patrons on Patreon. I did a mad dash to start cramming tons of guests for Talking Tea with Auntie, and so I was not able to do my usual patron questions for this episode and the next episode, but hopefully we can have some patron questions for our next few episodes, because I'm doing an all day of recording today. So I'm about to go take a lunch real quick and then jump on to another interview. If you enjoy my content, I'm really grateful you are here, and I'm grateful you sat through to listen to watch this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you can support and are willing and able to support, consider becoming a patron on my Patreon for as low as $3 a month at patreon.com/Shining Nathan. As always, I love you. You take care and stay tuned for our next episode. I love you, honey. Our next week's episode will be on body dysmorphia, a very serious topic with a wonderful creator by the name of Potty Mouth Pollyanna. Until next time.